Hey, what's going on? I'm Jackson. This is Grace, and we're gonna walk you through. Who you want to say your own name?
I'm Grace.
And we're gonna walk you through Stephen and Lucy's relationship timeline.
We'll start at the beginning when they meet.
From the top.
Frat party. What was that the first scene you guys filmed?
That was so fun.
That was really fun.
That day was really fun, and
yeah,
it was with Jonathan Levine, and it just felt very special. And we were all so nervous, but so much energy, and
they built an amazing frat house.
yeah, it was a sick
set.
frat house.
That I think, who owned it? Like the inventor of Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola, yeah. So there was like a bowling alley in the basement.
Yeah.
It was like a crazy house.
But it was fun. Yeah, and Jonathan shot it really cool in a way that it was handheld, and we got to see both of our reactions, and it just felt, we got to play it naturally.
And then we had to go back at the end and film it again.
What?
From Macy's perspective.
Oh,
remember that?
yeah.
So we had to
that's true.
go back and do it again 4 months later or something.
The next episode is like their first date and their first hookup. Why would Stephen even want to get close to someone who is so connected to Macy? It's like
masochism. It's the same reason he wants to touch this hot stove and mess everyone's lives up. Chaos keeps him safe. Control keeps him safe. Knowing he can get away with something gives him a thrill, and safety, and sort of he has a control over the fear. I think that's just about where he comes from and what he's used to.
I feel like at that point she was just hook, line, and sinker. That was it.
Well, yeah, he came on super strong. He totally, you'd call it love bombing today. How old am I?
What the kids would call love bombing.
It's what they call love bombing today. But yeah, and that's really for someone like Lucy, who's coming off of a hot romance in high school. It was
Parker.
it was hardcore.
I think she just didn't know how to understand him as a human being. She's never met anybody like him. I think she lived a very sheltered life before that, and emotional and traumatic, and met Stephen and couldn't comprehend somebody like that, and so was off-put but also intrigued, and also didn't understand why she was feeling this way, and it was all just very new and very probably scary and exciting, and probably what made her just kind of lose her mind.
Stephen semi-confesses what happened with Macy. What was that like for you to actually play for the first time, just emotionally vulnerable for the first time?
It was so much fun. That was a hard.
That was amazing.
That was
You're so amazing.
Oh.
You are.
That was 4 in the morning, right?
Yeah, it was
Really
pouring
late.
rain,
It was
and we were in a
pouring rain.
greenhouse. So we
Grace was holding a butterfly. Grace is kind of Snow Whitey sometimes. I don't know if you can use this in your thing, but she can she can beckon like an animal or a dragonfly. And we were in this greenhouse, and she was like, look at that. She put her hand up, and this dragonfly landed on her finger.
That's true.
And then she dismissed it. She said, "You can go now," and it flew away. I'm not making that up. So there was some
Sick.
good luck on that night.
There was.
Is that your question?
Yeah.
Crying was fun. Well, whether he was lying or not, which I think if you actually look at that scene, I think he's lying.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you're
By what we
you're,
know of what
telling
happened?
the truth, but you're not telling the full.
Yeah, but he's telling a lie with full. That was really fun for me because you get to be. You treat it like any other scene where you can be really emotional and go there. So it doesn't really matter that he's lying. You just believe it like you're believing any other dialogue, and that was really fun. And you were f***ing amazing at that. That was the apex of us just riding our chemistry, and
Yeah.
I just really feel like that was the first time we got to like just bite into each other.
Yeah, that
it
was
cool.
really fun. There was also fun fact. There was a love scene written right
yeah.
after that, and we were acting it. We were like, I don't know if this works.
Well, she did. She
the
was like,
greenhouse.
maybe we shouldn't have sex. And I was like, you sure?
And we went to Megan. She was like, Megan was like, yeah, absolutely. And we cut it right there, and it was really fun.
It was supposed to be like, I killed her. I was there. And then we fall to the ground and make sweet love.
Sweet love.
And we took it out. That was
There
that
were
was
even
a good call.
T-shirts made on set
I have one.
that said, what was it?
I had sex in the
Baird
Baird
greenhouse.
greenhouse, and all I got was this T-shirt.
And all I got was this T-shirt. So we cut the scene, but then everyone still had the T-shirt.
Where's the merch?
There's probably only 5 in the world. No, there's probably more than that. They probably made like 100 of them.
Lucy confesses she wrote the letter about Drew, which poor Drew. And Steven says he loves her, for the first time, whether or not he means it. Do you think there's a part of him that genuinely loves her, or was this the moment that he realized that she would go to such great lengths to protect him, and that's an asset to him?
It's so hard. It's like the whole question of the show.
Yeah.
Does he love her?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can answer that because it's so up to interpretation. It's a reflection of how everyone else deals with their romance and with their infatuation. That's the whole point, I think, is what is he thinking, what is real and what isn't between these two people. But yeah, he definitely finds things that are gonna help him, and he latches onto those. And Lucy is kind of everything. I really want them to end up together. I don't know. Like, no one else does, but I think, I get it. They work.
Okay.
You don't think so?
We'll talk about it later. It is the one thing that, no, these two people should not be together.
Absolutely, they should.
But the something that hit me in the second season is when they both kind of realize they can completely see each other and know the worst parts about them and still love each other. And that's beautiful. This is to a crazy extent, but that's what you want when you're with somebody, is to be okay with the bad parts about them and love them fully and wholly. In this case, it's harder to justify, but it's like that part of it is kind of beautiful, I thought.
In episode 10, probably my favorite mic drop moment of all time was, him walking down the stairs with Diana, gets back together. Lucy's in her coconut bikini bra. The Killers, Mr. Brightside is playing.
Yes.
What an iconic moment to sort of, and nostalgic.
Yeah.
That, his first really, truly savage move.
That's
That was
really,
rough.
yeah. It's really, I liked it
Devastating.
in the book too.
Yeah.
In the book, they're in the van. Remember, they're leaving the frat party, and Pippa just turns back in the van and just starts wailing Steven, just starts hitting him.
She's behind him and starts
Hitting the back of his head.
Yeah.
I love that part of the book.
And Steven's not moving. He's just taking it.
Yeah, he's just taking
Which is
the
kind of,
punches.
I wonder if that's where Megan got Leo beating you up and you not reacting.
not reacting.
If that's a similar.
Oh, that's interesting.
She just switched the characters around.
The Killers, Mr. Brightside would be playing in that moment. Was it played in the scene?
I think Megan had spoken about it, that she was trying to get that song, right?
Remember Robin Wright?
Oh yeah,
With
Robin
the-
Wright was directing that episode. Who was amazing.
She was amazing, and she got in our heads.
She got in our heads because she's such a great actor, and she would kind of approach directing with us as she was so good at talking to actors, and she knew that Jackson and I were dating, and so her note to me was pretend this is Jackson.
He is leaving
He is
you.
leaving you. He never loved you. He doesn't even think you're pretty.
He doesn't even like you. And then she goes,
Yeah.
"No, go get him," and then walks away. And Grace was like, and then it worked, and it was amazing, and you were so great.
That was
with
actually
Evan.
before. Yeah, that was for after I see them walk out, and Evan comes to comfort me, and I'm crying. But it worked. She got me. She made it real.
I love Hollywood so much.
Hollywood loves you.
It's so good.
That's great. Lucy really, stands her ground a little bit and breaks his precious iPhone, which that was a relic. Like, and threatens to really destroy him. Like, she's done. Like, is that the first time he's really afraid of her and what she might do with the information she has?
Well, he touched the hot stove, and then she's like, don't like, remember what I got, remember what I have, remember what I know. And so I don't know if he's afraid. I think he goes,
Game on.
game on. Yeah,
It's war now. Yeah.
because she threatens that, and he's calling her bluff or trying to call her bluff. I don't know if he's afraid of her. Maybe a little. You know what? He is afraid of her, but he likes that. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He's into that.
We have the lovely Tom Doherty introduced in this season as well. Leo, a little bit different than Steven, but still has his flaws. What does she want from that relationship?
I think that relationship is a really great way to show how you can be affected after a toxic relationship and how you can project past trauma onto a new person and kind of not take in the new person in front of you. And I feel like that's what's going on with Leo. It's a lot of not trusting him and expecting him to do the same things Steven did and not kind of being with him in the moment. And then realizing, oh, this guy is vulnerable and I haven't experienced that yet. And he's sharing his trauma with me and he's giving me the opportunity to understand him. And I think that was new for Lucy. But I don't think she's taking any of it in because she's still so caught up with Steven.
Yeah.
Which I think is such a smart way to show the effects of a toxic relationship.
It's like back to the sort of detonator metaphor. It's like,
Yeah.
Steven kind of exploded into her life and she's covered in shrapnel.
Totally. It's just transferring.
Yeah.
Who's Leo?
We can talk about it later.
In season 2, I know we've kind of already gone through some of like the confrontation and all of that, but when Lucy sends Steven's voice message to Sadie, that's a true Steven moment.
Totally.
That
is.
Yeah.
She's definitely playing his game.
Wait,
there.
what happened?
When you send me the really mean voicemail, and I send it to your sister.
Oh, Sadie. I thought I mixed up Sadie with Macy. Bad mistake.
Sent it to a dead girl's phone. She never got it, but.
Whoa. Okay. Sadie, episode 5. I know where we are now. I'm sorry. That was messed up.
Yeah.
It was.
It was messed up. Lucy definitely stooped low there.
Steven, in episode 8, they sleep together before the wedding, and there's that moment when you say, you haven't changed at all, and you say, neither of you. That was just a perfect sort of culmination of their whole relationship.
Yeah, it's like, I really like that line because it's kind of a dig to him, but it's also relief to her. It's like, oh, I still got you. I still know how to bring you in, and it worked, and it still works. And it's like a relief, like, oh, he hasn't changed. He hasn't changed for Lydia. And I think it's a really good one-liner about how she feels about it.
Yeah. No, it is. I'm sorry. That is exactly, that sums it up perfectly.
Thank you.
Seasons 1 and 2 of Tell Me Lies now streaming on Hulu. All of it.